What's up, everybody? I'm Darren Randall. Welcome back to Let It Be Known. We got Lamar in here, and we just came on one of the craziest days of football. Not even just the game; it was a Thursday night football game. We finally had a good Thursday night football game too, because we've been having the Broncos. We've been having a lot of trash ass teams. Right? Am I right or am I wrong?
Hell yeah, you're right for sure.
It's been Amazon kind of wasted their money. It feels like in a way this season at least, because they bought all these primetime games, all these Thursday night games, and a lot of people illegally streaming. I'm not gonna say no names, but for people that's pay actually have to pay for Prime, I don't feel like it's been worth it so far. But today you might have got your money's worth. What you
True.
think? You think it's a little? You think Amazon Prime's getting better?
Oh, for sure. I feel like this game definitely. It's funny because the announcers tonight kind of made a comment. One of them made a comment and said, this game tonight made up for all the other games, just this one
Hell
game.
no.
And
Hell
I would say
no.
it's funny that you say that too. The other announcer was like, not quite, but we on the right track. Like this game definitely was more entertaining than all the other games so far on Thursday night. But I'm
Right.
glad this. Yeah, I low key like even on paper, like even like when pregame, I knew this was gonna be a good game. I didn't know it was gonna score a lot of these points. I didn't know there was gonna be a high scoring game like this, but I knew it was gonna be a real good game though.
All right, so it was a good game. So the Cardinals ended up winning, beating the Saints 42-34. And on the first drive, you got Andy Dalton coming in, controlling the team. He's over here, full motion. He's in control, calm offense. He comes in, he throws a straight dime over the top of like two safeties, and for the
Mm-hmm.
touchdown. And then the next drive, you go in, the Cardinals come back, they score with a field goal, and then the Saints, they're going 3 for 3 on third down. Like they're starting well on third down. The ball's moving nicely. But then you got the Saints in their own end zone and they throw a pick. You got Andy Dalton, he throws a pick. And it was a forced pick. It was a third down. You really should have been going for the field goal because that would have brought your team up 10-3. Instead, Andy Dalton forces some dumb shit up in the red zone. Cardinals get a pick. They drive down. Now you got a 7-6 game. Okay, it's looking good. Saints get the ball back. They're moving down the field once again. Taysom Hill, they're throwing a lot of screen plays. They would look good. I like it. Taysom Hill, mixing the run game in a little bit. Andy Dalton looked efficient for the most part before that pick. They come in, they score the ball. Now you got a 14-6 game. Cardinals get the ball, and if you look at the game, so Cardinals finally started getting some momentum. They're driving the ball in. They're trying to get D Hop in. This is his first game back, and then so you got when D Hop, I feel like D Hop kind of changed the game. You feel like D Hop, he brought a lot of momentum to the team that I feel like they didn't have previously.
For sure. I think he had over 100 yards tonight or close to it, but I mean he had like about like maybe eight receptions tonight, maybe even double digits. But I think it was about 8 receptions tonight. But he
Yeah,
he
so
balled out. He definitely balled out
exactly,
tonight. He definitely filled the void, especially since Marquise Brown is out for a while. So they definitely needed.
exactly, just straight balling. So when the Cardinals drive down the field, I want to say it's like a 3rd and 6. Kyler Murray calls timeout, and he's walking over to Cliff Kingsbury, and you see him chewing out. Everyone's looking at Kyler like, what the fuck's going on? He's just chewing them out, and I wasn't. What did you think he said? I couldn't really tell.
So on the clip that I seen, shit looked like he said, "Calm the fuck down." Like he was telling his coach to calm the fuck down. So, like you mentioned earlier, maybe like they after the timeout he was yelling this. So maybe in the headset, maybe Kingsbury was in his ear, yelling. And it's funny because this goes back to when when they played the Eagles when he was like, "Oh, they were in my ear saying like spike it, spike it, spike it." So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
this
yeah.
game they was in his ear again, like saying, "Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this." And he probably was like, man, like calm the fuck down,
Do you
maybe it
think
was
they
like he
trying
said.
to? Do you think they trying to control Kyler a little bit too much?
Not necessarily control him, but I feel like they trying to like do too much. Like maybe not control him too much, but they trying to like do too much. Like the coaching staff trying to make like the play calling maybe too difficult than what it should be, or like
Oh,
or try to or kind of like or he not trying to make it difficult, but maybe they are. And Kyler is like, bro, like calm down. Like you don't need to be doing this or you don't need to do that. 'Cause I feel Kyler Murray. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Kyler Murray is a super smart player. I feel like with the right coaching, I felt like Cliff Kingsbury was, maybe not, but I thought he was a good coach for Kyler. But I thought overall, Kyler really good with a good coach. I thought Kyler Murray, the sky is the limit for this guy. This guy is a proven quarterback. He's been balling since high school. I don't know if you know this, but he was undefeated all 4 years. He played freshman year as on varsity. Who knew?
Yeah,
A lot of players don't do this in high school. Freshman year on varsity, this guy went undefeated his whole time in Texas football on
that's
varsity, won state championships and everything. So this guy is a great player. He's smart. He's been playing the game for a long time. You got a lot of these coaches that they ain't even really played. They've been coaching football, but they ain't played it. They ain't been in that game time situation. So I feel like it's definitely miscommunication between those two for sure.
honestly, I don't feel like Cliff Kingsbury is a bad coach. Though. I feel like Kyler Murray just has some maturing to do. Because if you've
Yeah.
seen it, D Hop got in the middle of the two, trying to calm the situation down. Kyler Murray was the aggressor in the situation. He's showing out of his
Mm.
character. He's kind of showing what everyone was been saying about him. He's immature. He does stuff in bad situations where you got D Hop and Kingsbury keeping their calm, not letting the camera see no argument, no friction. And I feel like that was a little immature on Kyler's part. I feel like you should be, especially as a starting quarterback, they just paid you also. You should be keeping your cool at all times, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
In
mean,
my
to be
opinion.
honest, in my opinion, I agree, but then again, I kind of like not to say I disagree, but I feel like it's just the emotions are running high. It was early in the game though. I believe it was like the second quarter when this happened,
Yeah.
like later in the second quarter, like time was running down, probably close to halftime. But no, yeah, I feel like emotions running high, but shit, times has changed, man. Like, shit, you gotta tell these coaches sometimes, like, not to say you gotta tell them how it is, but you gotta tell them, like, hey, man, this is not working. Like, let's do this. Like, you keep calling this bogus ass plays, or you keep doing this. We need to do this. Like, I see it. You're not in my position to see it. So I feel
Yeah.
like maybe, like you said, he could have, went about it a certain way, not yelling at him, but he could have put his coach aside, coach, like, we got to draw up this, or stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm all with the players letting the coaches know. I just feel like kind of because the situation, because everyone already knows like what's going on a little bit with like between them two. I feel like you kind of wanted to keep it away from the field, but like you said, it happens. The tensions is high. They both want to win. It's a lot of drama. It's a lot of outside noise, and sometimes that could create friction between the team.
Yeah, and
So
and and this was a big game, and for both teams, both teams was 2-5, and I feel like shit, whoever was winning this game was going to pretty much kind of like attempt to turn their season around for the most part, especially the Cardinals since they had some players back like D Hop, especially a star player like him. So
yeah, exactly. I felt like this is a good game to bring D Hop back in. Also,
oh
bring
yeah,
it back in the mix. Not too difficult, but not too easy. I felt like it was a solid team for D Hop to be going against. But later, after that, after the little conflict, the Cardinals end up scoring off a run, and the Cardinals go for the 2-point conversion, get it. That ends up bringing the score 14-14. Dolphins have not Dolphins. The Saints go in, they get the ball, they have an opportunity to score, and for some reason, you got Andy Dalton. He throws a bonehead pick, or no, actually no, this was the first one. The first one, it went off. What's his name's shoulder pads?
Callaway.
Yeah, Callaway went off. Callaway shoulder pass, bounced off, goes in the air, corners right there, right in the perfect spot, takes it back for the touchdown. Now somehow Saints just lost the lead, just like that. They get the ball back.
Just like
It goes like one or two plays, and then now you got a heavy rush. Andy Dalton makes a bonehead decision. For some reason, I don't even feel like, I don't know. Would you blame that on him? Because he threw the pick,
um,
but he got hit on it. So that I don't know if that controlled the ball too much. I don't know if maybe he
I
shouldn't have
would
even tried throwing it.
yeah, I was gonna say I would blame him no matter what on that play, just because I feel like because he was pressured, I feel like he threw it. Like he threw it because he thought this guy was open, but his guy wasn't open, even if it wasn't no pressure, because like I seen it too. Like Andy Dalton clearly didn't see that linebacker sitting there, and that linebacker was just waiting, and
Yeah, so you think either way it would have probably been a pick.
yeah, it would have been a pick no matter what, low key. So Isaiah Simmons, he was sitting there and he made a play, but definitely that pass rush definitely helped that interception though for sure.
And I feel like it doesn't make no damn sense that you throw two interceptions in less than 2 minutes, bro. Like I think they got the ball
Right,
back
less
at
than
2
2
minutes,
minutes.
2 minutes, 12 seconds. And you like you said, I think you said you went to go use the bathroom real quick. You come back and they already scored twice.
Yeah, that was crazy. I seen the first interception happen. Shit, I went to commercial break, after a touchdown. Shit, I went to the bathroom real quick. I come back. I swear, like, bro, it was crazy. Like, I just see Isaiah Simmons. in the end zone, like dancing. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, what the hell
Yeah.
just happened? Then they show the replay, and I'm just like, come on, Andy Dalton.
And I feel like after that second half, the Saints tried getting back into it, but I feel like after those two interceptions, there was no coming back. The momentum was in the Arizona Cardinals' favor, and I feel like the scoreboard probably makes the game look a lot better than it was. I don't feel like the game was as close as what it may seem.
Mm-hmm.
Towards garbage time, towards really this whole game looked like the Arizona Cardinals defense wasn't putting too much effort. I don't know. I feel like a lot of times that the Saints were scoring, a little bit more effort could have stopped a lot of these plays.
Yeah, in my opinion, I feel like the defense played pretty well, especially like I mean, I feel like they did I feel like they did okay.
They
I
put
feel
they
like
put a 34 against Andy
yeah,
Dalton. I like the
yeah,
Saints. I know it's a good Saints team, but it's Andy Dalton.
yeah.
He doesn't put up 34.
True. I mean, Andy Dalton's a veteran QB though. He's definitely one of the more better backup quarterbacks in the NFL. Shit, he could be a starter at he was a starter a few years ago, but I feel like I'm sorry, what was I about to say? Oh, so I feel like literally the Cardinals. Yeah, I feel like they even played okay, but I feel like what really obviously put them over the hump was them two turnovers for real, especially the turnovers that went for touchdowns. Because sometimes when you get a turnover and and the team gets the ball, it's sometimes hard to score in the red zone. They might end up with a field goal off a turnover. You want a touchdown off of a turnover. So for you to get two pick sixes off a turnover, that's incredible, especially right before halftime. And they got the ball back at
And you
halftime.
give him the ball back.
Yeah, and they got the ball back at halftime and received the ball. So that also chewed. They didn't score on that drive either, but they chewed up clock and stuff like that. So I feel like after halftime, really shit. It was the Benjamin show. To be honest, that dude was balling out. All the Cardinals really have to do is just run the ball for real. And I feel like this game, Kyler Murray did a great job of using his legs a lot this game as well. So credit to the
And
coaching staff. They drew up a couple of run plays for quarterback.
And one thing I really liked about after Dalton threw those interceptions, he still kept going to Callaway. He still threw it
Yeah.
to him. I want to say the first time, right after the pick, the first play he throws it to him. He throws it to him, and then the next play he throws it again to him, but he was pushed out of bounds. But I feel like that shows great leadership and you see that out of a veteran quarterback. He's been through it. He's been through the ups. He's been through the downs with a lot of these teams, so he knows how to react. And that brings me to my next question. It's gonna be a lot of quarterback controversy like there is for most teams. But you got Jameis Winston. He was suited up, but they said he was the only emergency option, so he was really the third string quarterback. If Dalton got hurt, and then if what's his name got hurt, what's his name? Taysom Hill got hurt. Yeah, Taysom Hill got hurt. So would you feel like Dalton's a better option than Winston going down the stretch in the long run?
Um, in my opinion, if I was the coach, especially knowing that Jameis kind of was, still trying to get healthy from the little injury that he had. And I don't feel like Andy Dalton played that bad. Honestly, like you said, like the past couple of weeks, he been playing decently well. This game, he did have a few turnovers that was unfortunately, went for like touchdowns, stuff like that. But in my opinion, I would probably start on maybe one more week, evaluate it, see how he plays. Um, shit down they 2-6, but I mean, shit. I mean, when Jameis was there, they wasn't really doing too crazy,
Yeah, they
that much.
wasn't going crazy either. So it's
Yeah,
like,
so I would
but I
just
feel
try
like
to I would just try to get Jameis healthy a little bit more, and or I would make a decision at halftime. Yeah, I would make it a game time decision. I would start Andy Dalton. I would see how he plays. If he's playing well, not turning the ball over, then I would let him play it out. But if he not, if I need a spark, you got to throw Jameis in there, man. You got to take it back to college, man. You need a spark. Throw that other quarterback in there and see what it do.
so. You saying you would just keep riding it out
Yeah,
with
I'll write it
Dalton
out
as long as he's not messing up?
No, just for the next game though. Just for the next game. I
Oh,
would
just
write
for
it
the
out.
next game.
Yeah, just for the next game. And then if we don't have that spark, if we like go down early, or if we not providing points on offense in like the first quarter, maybe even going to the second quarter, then I'll throw Jameis in there to try to provide a spark and just try to sling it around.
See, by now Jameis is what he's already 28. I want to say
Yeah, he's. I
28,
mean,
20.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
He's 28. He's not. I ain't gonna say he's
it's
young,
young.
but he in his prime.
See, that's what I was gonna get to. When you get a 28-year quarterback, it's cool if you got like a Deshaun Watson, you got a Russell Wilson, you got like a guy that, let me not say Russ right now, but Russ at 28. You got like a guy that's that age, you should be happy. But when it comes to Jameis Winston, I feel like we really don't know. We keep on talking about his potential and what he can really bring onto the field, but he's already 28. So when is the potential gonna pop out? You got the Saints they're already 2-6, so it's gonna be a wasted season if you throw James. I feel like you got to throw Jameis Winston in, because if there is any potential, if there is any hope, you want to see it this season. You want to see it immediately. You can't be wasting time. There's not too many games left. Who knows when he's gonna be back? So when he does come back, I feel like you got to throw him in. You got to see what's the future holds, if Jameis Winston is really going to be a guy or really going to be a dog for you guys, or should you have to start looking for a trade or maybe like a draft pick? Because if you guys are going to lose anyway this year, might as well tank for a quarterback if you feel like Jameis Winston is not the guy. So I feel like you gotta go with Winston. We already know what Andy Dalton is. Okay, he played good the last couple games. He played good. He played pretty good today. Like if you take away the interception, I felt like before that Callaway interception, sure he had an interception before that, but I feel like that Callaway interception was really the game changer, because I feel like it looked like they had a lot of confidence coming down. Looked like they thought they were gonna come down to score, and it's fucked up because I want to say that's like the first play after the 2-minute warning, and it hits him like, or right before the 2-minute warning, hits him in the chest. And that was a perfectly thrown ball by Dalton. So
Low
I
key
don't know.
though, low key though, when I go back and look at the play though, like it was a good ball by Dalton, but I feel like that play he was covered though. He was strapped. He was strapped.
Nah, I feel like he beat him on a slant. It looked like Callaway just looked up way too late.
Nah, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Now I think about it, it was like a little crossing route because Marco
Yeah,
Wilson was
yeah.
playing off. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. You're right.
I feel like, and Callaway, he kind of had the struggles last year too. I drafted him in the fantasy. I had a lot of big hopes for him. I traded Elijah Mitchell for Callaway before we knew what Elijah Mitchell was. And I traded him. I had big hopes for him. He had a big breakout game, but after that, it's like he just disappeared. And then this
Yeah.
season, he's having his struggles early, and he could really even be on the trade block. Also, why not?
It's
I
crazy
could
that
see
you
him
say
getting.
that. It's crazy you say that because I was like, I mean, I kind of always kind of really knew who Callaway was even dating back to college. I know he went to Tennessee. He was decent at Tennessee. He wasn't like really a star like that, but it's crazy when I seen him balling last year. I was like, damn, who the hell is number one with dreads on the Saints? Who the fuck is this? And I looked it
Thought
up
it
and
was
said
you or
Marquez
something.
Callaway. On God, I was like, who the fuck is this? And I seen it say Marquez Callaway. I'm like, okay, Callaway, I see you doing your thing. But Tennessee be producing some little receivers though. Like y'all, you
Cause he
got
looked
Jamal,
like a lengthy
Jamal
wide
James.
receiver, bro. He looked like he got a lengthy wide receiver that has true potential.
Yeah, we see Jawan Jennings, nigga, for a Niner game. Feel me? He went to Tennessee.
Speaking of the Niners, let's get on to the next topic. Great, you know what? You just helped me out. Let's go.
Great
So
segue.
great segue. So Ian Rappaport reported today that the San Francisco So Ian Rappaport reported today that the San Francisco 49ers made a trade with the Carolina Panthers. Carolina's sending Christian McCaffrey to the San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers get CMC. The Panthers get a 2023 second round, a 2023 third round, a 2023 fourth round, and a 2024 fifth round. And then if the Niners just made a trade last season, they traded 3 firsts and then they traded a third round for getting Trey Lance. So it's like they're really an all win. They're going for straight out win mode, full win mode. No, they ain't got time to keep on building and trusting in the Trey Lance. I feel like when Trey Lance comes back, it's really like it's go mode. No more wasting time. We just traded all our draft picks for a quarterback and a running back. You ain't really got too much draft picks, so it's really win now. You're depending on the players you got as of right now. So who do you think win this trade? Who do you think won this trade?
Shit. As of right now, I mean, I mean, to actually who won the trade, it's kind of hard to say. If I had to choose, shall I would say the Niners, just because the Niners, they in a decent position right now to make the playoffs. But I feel like Christian McCaffrey just gives them that extra weapon to just put them really in that playoff hunt. And I feel like the four. I mean, and like obviously the Panthers, they kind of like I ain't gonna say they tanking, but their season is kind of like downhill right now. They fired their coach. They didn't. They had some turmoil, within the locker room where they, had some arguments with star players. They traded Robbie Anderson, star player, to the Cardinals.
And then he
Yeah,
goes on the team that starts arguing with Kyler. Like, hey, one
right,
argument to
right,
another. One argument to
yeah.
another.
That's hella ironic. That's crazy. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be some more players that's the Panthers gonna get rid of too. So I just feel like the Panthers trying to kind of like in a sense rebuild, or just kind of look ahead of next year and trying to get in that draft. But
And
it's
you need to
it's
clap
kind of
yourself
weird
on the
though,
back too.
huh?
Don't forget, clap yourself on the back because you caught this.
Oh yeah, for real. I was just hoping though. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I was just hoping that that it just kind of made sense though. Like out of all the teams that I can see, I was just like, damn, I can see. I couldn't see the Rams because they gave up. I don't think they could have had anything to give up in that trade. But I was like, damn, definitely the Niners, and the Niners just made the most sense to be honest. And
See, remember I called the Bills.
Bills made sense too. They made sense too. But sometimes when you try to add players, that kind of mess up your chemistry on offense. And Bills got something rolling right now, so I feel like they got a good formula right now in their backfield. They got decent. Like remember I was talking about a Singletary, nice, bro. Like don't sleep on Baby Bush.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
basically that's what they used to call him, Baby Bush. I think it's nice, bro.
And then the Niners, they're pretty desperate at running back. Really all they got is Jeff Wilson right now. Most of their running back, they're down to like their third string running back. So,
Yeah,
and when with CMC, how big of a difference is he gonna make for this Niners team? What do you think? What do you think is gonna be the biggest difference?
I'm glad you asked me that because I feel like we was just the other night we were talking about how Raheem Mostert, they miss Raheem Mostert, and
Speed
I saying
effect.
yeah, and I said McCaffrey is Raheem Mostert, but 'cause they are a little different, just a little bit different, but. McCaffrey shit, he can fill that void though, like out the backfield, especially out the backfield, because McCaffrey is one of the best shit receiving backs in the league for sure, for sure. And he can run between the tackles and like he got that speed. He already just just about to be the fastest running back on the team. But
Yeah.
he got explosiveness. And he's a he's a veteran. He knows what he's doing. So I feel like he's coming in a great situation, and he coming to a good offensive line. Pretty decent offensive line that's getting healthy.
Wait,
So
you gonna have Trent Williams out there. You're gonna have Debo Samuel. So imagine that 1-2 punch. You about to have Debo Samuels on one side, CMC. Who knows how it's gonna work? And then right now you got Jimmy Garoppolo. But let's say in a year from now, what is CMC on? What's his? I'm not sure what his deal. I'm pretty sure he still has time left on his deal. But you're gonna have CMC, Debo, George Kittle, and then you're gonna have Trey Lance in there. So you could do the option plays. Maybe you're gonna think Trey Lance is gonna run it. Maybe you might think Debo's gonna run it. It's gonna be CMC running it, and he's gonna go crazy for the touchdown. So I feel like this is the best opportunity CMC's ever had in his whole career. He has an offensive line. He has a coach, a running coach, a coach that wants to put him in the best position to win. He's gonna allow him to run. He's gonna allow him to receive. I don't know how he's gonna do this year with Jimmy G. I don't know how they're gonna use him. Maybe more on a just pure running. I don't know how the screenplay is gonna look with Jimmy. It's gonna be a lot of screens and a lot of probably like a lot of outside pitch
also,
plays.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
don't.
was gonna say that's great. That's funny that you say that too, because I feel like the main play that I just kind of like just run through my mind, like every time I just think of McCaffrey on the offense.
Mm,
I just see legit like Debo coming in motion, and I feel like this shit gonna work a lot. Debo coming in motion, and Debo's a threat in that fly in that jet sweep. Like that's his ship, that jet sweep. So when he come on that jet sweep, the linebackers gotta like they gotta follow Debo, or they gotta be thinking like, okay, Debo might come around this edge with that motherfucking ball. So that's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
take the linebackers away. And then when you fake it to Debo, and then you hand it off to McCaffrey up in that zone, that motherfucker coming right up the middle, explosive, nigga. And all you need is one cut. And ain't one linebacker gonna tackle McCaffrey. It's rare.
yeah. And I'm seeing and not one person gonna tackle Debo, so it's gonna be crazy. And I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments, and like even right now, I see somebody talking about CMC's health. That's gonna be another question because the Niners they run the ball heavy. You see, like I just said, it's only week 6 and they're already down to like their third string running backs. Because the Niners they run a lot up the middle. They're gonna run you until like the wheels fall off at certain points. And CMC, he's not really old, but he's not young. But being at a running back, I feel like once you hit like 25, 26, people start calling you old just because the running back's life expectancy is like it's real short. So would you if you're Kyle Shanahan or you John Lynch, would you put CMC on a pitch count?
I feel like that was the plan anyway. I would, but I feel like that's gonna be the game plan anyway, and that's gonna be the game plan
So
anyway. Just
so
based
what is
on
what's the
how they
carries
use.
then?
So just based on how they use Debo, Debo get a lot of carries too. So on average, I feel like Debo get about maybe 5 to 10 carries a game, or maybe 8 carries. So if you keep giving Debo about 8 carries a game, then you got McCaffrey getting about 10 to 15 carries, and then especially maybe even screens stuff like that. And Jeff Wilson ain't no slouch either. Like he's a solid back, so that's a solid backup. So you get him about 5 carries a game. They can do it, bro. They can do a lot of play action. They can lean a lot of heavy on that play action. Then you got Kittle, you got some tight ends in there. You feel me? So
I feel
Shanahan
like
know what he's doing. Shanahan know what he's doing. I feel like he was just missing. He really was missing that piece that McCaffrey about to bring.
he brought that last missing piece that they needed right besides from quarterback. But
Yeah.
I feel like 15 carries might be a little too much for Christian McCaffrey at a pitch count because you also got to count in the receiving plays that he's going to do.
Right.
I'm thinking like maybe like
Yeah.
10 to 12 carries a game, and then you got to add in the
Yeah. My bad.
receiving
I
there
was
in there
not
too.
necessarily. Yeah, my bad. I was gonna say not necessarily 15 carries, but 15 touches. So that's including like receiving and rushing. So maybe
Okay, 15
averages,
touches.
maybe balance it out like maybe about 8 carries with about 5 receptions type shit.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want to use CMC too much because he's been injury prone throughout his career. So I wouldn't want to risk it too much. So I think a good 12 carries a game would be good for him. And then with Debo
Yeah.
Samuels, I feel like you said what, like 8 to 9 carries? And that's
Yeah.
what he's been running right now. But I feel like if you make that trade for a running back, you bring in Jeff Wilson, I feel like you should start cutting Debo's carries instead of keeping them the same. Like I feel like that's why you would make a trade for CMC because you got Debo running majority of the time. Debo Samuels is the best running back on the team right now, and he still, even with CMC there, he still might be the best running back on the team. So I feel like maybe with Debo, you should probably, I don't want to take it all the way out because he does have incentives, so he's getting paid to be running the ball. But why not cut it maybe down to 3 carries a game, 2 carries a game? And then once we start getting
Yeah.
closer to the end of the season, closer to playoff time, all right, now let's start increasing that workload.
Yeah, I mean that's easy to say, but shit, to be honest, bro, like what you gonna do when you kind of like in a tight game and then you looking back like, damn, Debo was effective running the rock in the first quarter. We gave him 3 carries, but shit, he had 3 carries for 50 yards. Shit, let's give him the ball. Let's give him more. Let's give him like another 3, 4 carries in the second half.
So
Shit,
you
that's
saying
7 carries right there. And then that's what I'm saying. It just depends on how the defense played or how good he doing shit. Because if they not stopping him on them fly sweeps, shit, why not keep giving it to him? Shit, we trying to win the ball game.
so you saying like you said because you said with touches and carries. So if he's getting 7 carries a game, how many touches is he gonna get?
Shit, if he getting open in the receiving game, shit, he can get some more. Shit, depending on how he getting open too.
But
That's
that's
what
what
I'm
I
saying.
mean. Like you giving him that many touches, that's dangerous. That's gonna be probably like what? That's probably like 4. You gonna give him like 13, 14 touches a game. I don't know if he needs that many. It's only week 6.
Shit, but y'all gotta win. I mean, that's
You
what I'm
gotta.
saying. It depends on how the game is going. If y'all in a tight game, and like you say, for example, if y'all in a tight game, right, and y'all got McCaffrey, and like McCaffrey kind of getting stuffed, but shit, Debo doing his thing. Shit, get the ball to Debo.
Okay. So and then they got some players running. They got some running backs returning. You gonna have what? You got Jeff Wilson in there. You got Elijah Mitchell. So how is this going? How the rotation gonna work? Now so Elijah Mitchell's always been a starting running back. He's gonna have to accept moving down to that second string because no way you're gonna start him over CMC. So I don't know how they're gonna split the carry. How they gonna split the loadage? I feel like they're gonna have to move a running back on lower down. They're gonna have to move him to the practice squad because they're already gonna have like 4 running backs on the roster.
Yeah, not for sure. And just thinking about it, I was just looking at the depth chart earlier too. I feel like shit, just kind of just going based off what I've seen. Shit, the 4 backs that you would have on your depth chart would just be shit McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson, and they had one more dude. I
They
forgot
got
who it
Jordan
was.
Mason on there also. They got
That's probably he
Tardavius
probably.
Tardavius Price.
Oh yeah, the guy from LSU. He nice stuff. I would
Yeah,
probably put Mason on the practice squad, and because that dude from LSU, he that nigga
yeah.
potentially
He's
like
showing potential
Leonard
like a
Fournette.
motherfucker. But
Yeah,
he's
he
like he's
potentially like
just a
Leonard
big
Fournette.
ass like a bulky. He's just a bulky running back. You said like
Yeah,
Leonard?
like Leonard Fournette.
I
Yeah,
kind of
because
see him like a
them
like
there's some
Chubb.
LSU.
Chubb.
They some LSU boys, so you know them. You know all them college boys. They run the same. They run like kind of similar.
Yeah, that's fact. So, like you said, I think that's what I think that's I think that's how they're gonna play. They probably gonna put Jordan Mason. They're gonna move him to practice squad. You probably keep Price. You probably keep Wilson. You keep Mitchell, and then you keep CMC. That's gonna be a solid ass
Oh,
offense. That's gonna be crazy.
we
Who?
forgetting about your boy Tevin Coleman.
Oh shit! And then they just signed Telvin Coleman off free agency, and he's on the active
Tevin Coleman
roster.
raw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
first game back, he came back. He ended up running for like
yeah.
I think like
He's
60
third string right
yards.
now.
Like, damn,
He's behind
that's gonna be
Jeff.
interesting how they use that. That's why another reason I feel
Yeah,
like
bro.
if you
Tevin
remember
Wilson
like
ain't
the
no slouch,
2019,
bro.
yeah, and if you
Tevin
remember like
Wilson
the
ain't no slouch. He
2019
gonna be the
season,
guy.
you said Coleman. You said Coleman. Oh my bad. I can't even see it. But hey, yeah. So you think about like the
Yeah, Tevin
2019
Coleman.
season. In the 2019 season, you had they were just a hella running backs in there. You kept on switching. You wasn't keeping Debo. Debo wasn't running the ball at that time. So you just had hella running backs coming in and out the rotation. That's why I feel like Debo's not gonna get a lot of carries. Because now you're gonna have like 4 or 5 running backs. Why would you be running or why would you run Debo that much with 4 or 5 running backs? That's how I feel like they're gonna play.
True.
Just off Kyle Shanahan's previous experience, I feel like that's how he won. And then he's already feeling guilty about hurting Trey Lance. I don't think he wants to feel even more guilty and feel that pressure about hurting Debo when you got 4 or 5 running backs. Because
Yeah.
that might really
I
get him
was gonna
fired.
say shit. I was gonna say shit. We gonna see this next game. I mean, you think CMC gonna play this game, or you think he gonna sit out and play the next game?
They probably gonna have to do a physical or see how he's feeling personally. But
Yeah.
if they do play him, I probably feel like he'll be even a smaller pitch count, probably like 5, 6, 7 touches. Nothing too crazy. Just try to work him in, try to fit the offense, try to get it. But I feel like he's gonna have the craziest year of his whole career. And we're in week 6. He's coming in late, and he's still gonna have one of the craziest years of his career. And I feel like this is gonna be one of the best trades. CMC's gonna think back once he retires and be like, "Damn, I love that I got traded to the Niners." I feel like he's gonna be thinking that.
You know it's a trip. So I'm looking at the schedule right now. It's a trip because so let's say for example, y'all played the 49ers played the Chiefs this week.
This week. So
Uh,
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. So if y'all end up so yeah. So if McCaffrey don't end up playing this week, he gonna play against the Rams at SoFi, and that was the last game he played in was against the Rams when he was with the Panthers at SoFi. It's crazy.
That is hella crazy, huh? You playing Rams back to back weeks.
Back to back
Would
weeks in LA.
would you play him? I gotta see how healthy he is. I'm pretty sure he got to
Um,
be 100%. I
I
don't
don't
think
think
they
they're
would make
gonna
the
play
trade
him
if
just
you would.
because I don't think they're gonna play him this week just for the simple fact that it's Thursday. They just got him tonight.
Yeah.
So we got Friday. Only got 2 days to really know the playbook. That's not enough time. So
I mean, you
I don't
seen
know.
it though.
I
You
hope
see.
he plays. To be honest, I want to see him. I want to see him in the 49ers jersey this weekend. But I'm,
At least suit up. Just at least suit up.
I'm
Just stand
curious
there
to
on
see
the
what number he gonna
sideline.
wear because Jeff Wilson got that 22.
No, he got to get that up. Get up out that jersey, Jeff. I'm sorry.
Hell yeah.
You got CMC here, man.
Nah.
Hey, you got CMC here. Go ahead, take that off. You don't like it? Get your ass.
Jeff.
Nah. Jeff Wilson, he's done a lot for the Niners. He earned his number. I feel like
Yeah.
he'll probably go to like 23. I want to say. What's his name might be
Hopefully
23
he
though.
get.
Mason. I think Mason might be 23. So Mason gonna have to get at a. I want to say Mason's
Yeah, Mason
23.
gonna get that up.
Yeah, Mason's
But
23. You
hopefully,
got to
I
give
would
it.
say
That's
hopefully
rookie.
CMC go back to that. Hopefully, he go back to that. He
What
can't
was
go
he
back to
fifth?
5, but hopefully he go to a single digit. Hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be tough. That'd be tough. If you want single digit, I would like to see him like a damn Trey Lance is 5. Damn. You
Mm-hmm.
can't go 7. That's Travarius Ward. Can't go 1. That's Jimmy Ward. Can't go 2. That's Jason Verrett. I don't think you can go. I
Damn.
think 3's taken. He going. I think
Nah.
like what about like 12 or
He
something?
can go 3. He probably can go 3.
He probably I think he probably no Ray. Ray Ray's 3. Ray McLeod.
Oh yeah. Fuck. 4?
That's what's his name, Mosley.
Damn, he hurt for the season though.
That's yeah, he is, but can't give up his jersey though. Shit, I don't know. Would you give up?
You
Because
know,
if you
niggas
give
be
up your
like, I
jersey, you
don't want
giving
that.
up that permanently. If you give up that
Yeah,
jersey, you giving that permanently. He just switched to that number.
yeah.
Like over this offseason, he just switched to that number.
Damn, what number would that nigga wear? He gonna
That's what
have to
I'm
wear
saying.
20. He gonna have to wear like number 20 then, like number 20 or something. Number 20 will look hard on that nigga.
20, I think 20, 20, I think is free. I think 20 free.
Or 20 or
Oh,
25. 25 would be hard.
okay, I could do that. 25, we could do that.
Yeah.
25, I think 25 would look tough. 25 would look. I want him in a single digit though. What about 9, 8,
Ooh,
9 and 8?
9 would be hard.
I think 9 would be hard for a guy like Christian McCaffrey. I want to see him in a single number because a single number at running back just looks so tough. It just looks so tough. It just bring your
That's
swag
it.
factor up to another level. I
I'm about to
think I
look
think with the
at
run.
McCaffrey. I think
What
McCaffrey had
number?
number 5 had number 5 in high school too.
I know he like, damn, I know I wanted that 5. But
Yeah,
yeah, out of all the
yeah.
teams, I think that McCaffrey could have landed. But I think he landed in the perfect situation. I don't think another team would have been able to use him to his best ability like the Niners will. I can't
Yeah.
wait. I can't wait. And I'm really more excited for the next like seasons to come. I'm not even as excited for this season. I'm excited to see him this season, but I know the Niners got Jimmy G, so it's a lot of things that you're gonna have to hold him back. Because I feel like once you bring Trey, he's gonna really be able to get a lot of more open field. Nobody worried about Jimmy G running the ball, so they just like full blitz, full go at Jimmy. He's gonna sit in that pocket, hopefully make a bad decision. But when you get Trey Lance in there, you got the option to run the ball. You got the option to really throw it deep. CMC's going, man. He's gonna be what 20? How old is CMC right now? 27, 26, 27.
Yeah, like 27, 28. Mm-hmm.
Is he 28? Let me see.
He around there. He like
Cause I
26,
feel like with
27.
running backs, that 1 year make a big difference though. Like,
True.
I swear, with running backs, 1 year will make the fattest difference. I thought this could have been Derrick Henry's fall off year, but he's still moving like last year. He started off kind of slow in the first game, but after that, it looks like he's picking up to old Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry always be starting off slow.
Oh, he's 26. Is he 26? Oh, he just turned 26. Okay,
McCaffrey?
yeah, he just turned 26 on June 7th.
Oh wow.
So you got 27, 28, maybe 30, or 27, 28, 29, maybe 30. So that's like you get like 3 to 4 good years of CMC as long as he can stay healthy and he
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
retire. Damn, bro, the
Oh
future is
yeah.
bright. The future is bright. When I seen
Future
this as a
definitely is.
Niner fan, my eyes start watering the joy, bro. This is not a nine. This is out of characteristic for the Niners. The Niners don't usually make a trade like this. I never, as out of all the years of being a Niner fan, I've never seen the San Francisco Niners make a big trade like this. Trey Lance is the biggest trade, but that wasn't even for a player that we knew. Like when I
Mm.
think of like actual player trade, I can't think of nobody that the Niners traded except trading away DeForest Buckner. Shit pissed me off to this day.
No,
Pissed
man,
me off to this day.
The force so cold.
DeForest gonna be in the Hall of Fame. You kept Eric Armstead, but it is what it is.
You think DeForest is better than Eric Armstead?
By far, Eric Armstead, bro. Eric Armstead is a Pro Bowl scratch at best. DeForest Buckner is like that's a Hall of Fame. That's a future Hall of Famer. His number is gonna get retired by the Colts. It would have been retired by the Niners probably too. But yeah, I love DeForest. One of my all time favorites. I was hurt when they traded him.
Yeah. But you know who I was hurt didn't pan out for the Niners? I was so hurt.
Who, Michael James?
Yeah.
Was that who you was gonna say for real?
Hey, I swear to
Hey, tell me.
God.
Tell me why I guessed that, because bro, I remember I spent the night at my cousin's house, right? It was when LaMichael James, he was still in Oregon, and then it was another dude that was ahead of him, I think like the year before. And my cousin was telling me like LaMichael James is a dog, and the Niners just got him, but he didn't start the year before. And I didn't really know too much about LaMichael. Then when he got to the Niners, he had an okay season. He had a good and then he scored in the Super Bowl, I want to say too. So yeah, he didn't pan
Yeah,
out how the hype was. Who's the dude that was ahead of him
and
in
he was
Oregon? It was like
LeGarrette Blunt. Maybe?
Demarius. What? I thought it was like a Demarius.
I know it was a guy behind him. You talking about that nigga Kenyon Barner?
Nah, he started over him. Maybe at Edwards. It was a year before.
DeAnthony Thomas.
What was it? What you said?
DeAnthony Thomas.
DeAnthony Thomas, that's who it was. He was telling me like DeAnthony Thomas started over him. He was hella cold, but he said he felt like LaMichael James was gonna be better, and then
Nah,
LaMichael
DeAnthony
James ended up
Thomas.
not panning out.
So Michael James is older, but DeAnthony Thomas when DeAnthony Thomas got there, Michael James was DeAnthony Thomas was a freshman when Michael James was like already like a senior or like a junior or some shit.
Oh, for real? So DeAnthony Thomas, I thought DeAnthony Thomas was starting over LaMichael.
Nah, it
No.
looked like he was starting because that nigga was scoring every time he got the fucking ball. I swear to God, bro, this nigga had like 7 carries for like 100 yards and like 3 touchdowns. That's
Who
how
did he end up
DeAnthony
getting drafted by?
the Chiefs. He balled out, bro. He balled out in the league, and then nigga Tyreek Hill basically took that nigga's spot, and then the rest was history. Because that nigga couldn't get healthy because he was on the Ravens after that. DeAnthony was on the Ravens for like a season, and they cut that nigga at the end of the season because he wasn't really doing nothing.
That was like Joe Flacco's time.
Yeah, but then he got highlights. Like man, if you look up DeAnthony Thomas NFL highlights, he got like a good amount of highlights. Like I wouldn't consider him a bust.
You consider LaMichael James a bust?
Yeah, low key, because I thought he was like the way he played at Oregon, nigga. Like that nigga was that nigga for real.
Yeah, they was telling. Yeah, that was the word on the streets that he was gonna be one of the coldest in the league, and we really came up.
I thought he was gonna take over for Frank Gore because he was behind Frank Gore.
Yeah, and then they ended up getting Carlos Hyde. Like I think the next year.
Carlos Hyde was so cold. Oh my
God. His first like 2 seasons, bro. Carlos Hyde was filthy, and then I felt like once Jim Tomsula came in and started using them hella weird, bro. Came in, started changing the whole offense. Like it was no.
I remember that one game where y'all played. You probably don't remember this game, but I remember it was like I think it was like opening night too. Y'all wore black jerseys, nigga. I never forget this shit.
Nigga, yeah, when Carlos Hyde went crazy on that one, he went like a little spin around. Yeah, did the spin move. I was thinking about that when I was talking about Carlos. I was thinking about that shit. I remember that for sure.
That's when you had Kaepernick going crazy too.
Hell yeah, that was the first game we ever wore those black jerseys, bro. They thinking about them, looking at them now, they really not hard. It was just hard to when like we had black jerseys.
Nah, but hard. Sorry, because like I like the black with the red and gold. That shit so like that color scheme is so cold.
I like the Eagles one better. The all black.
All black.
And then the Niners, I like that all white, the throwback 90s, 97. Oh no, was it 97? Yeah, 97. I want to say that shit clean. Even the red ones, the red and the white is clean as shit.
Bro, you know old ass looking clean in those jerseys. That nigga Richard Sherman when he was with the Niners, nigga, he was looking clean in that all white. That shit was so hard.
With the 2.5,
bro, dread swinging, nigga. That nigga was hard as fuck. Nigga, he all right out there on that island. That nigga was hard.
And he was still balling too for his age. You feel me? Like, even though it was the pass rush was a big factor in that, but he still was smart as fuck.
Yeah, I was say the scheme y'all was playing was perfect for him.
Especially in his later career, perfect for him. I feel like that's probably the only team that he would have lasted on.
Oh God, I think it was a scheme fit.
Hell yeah, like a lot of any other team, they would have probably booted him out the league. They would have been like, Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
I
feel like a lot of defenses, they would have tried to put him like 1-on-1 on the island with like the Ross, like on some, the Ross receiver. He would have got toasted. They're like, I think Richard Sherman weak. He just had like, everybody develop. Like when you get older, you can't play the same as you used to. So
he had like 4 picks that season too. With the Niners, he had like 4 or 3 picks. So and then he wanted to come back.
And also
John Lynch.
God, and I was say also too early in the season, like the Pro Football Focus, the rankings, shit, he was ranked high at corner, nigga, like as an old nigga. So I was like, yeah, Richard Sherman was doing his thing.
Yeah, he fuck with the Niners more than when he fuck with the Seahawks. That's what's crazy.
Oh, that's all
Considering
we
he,
actually do. You don't,
oh, do I hate him? When he first came over, it was a little weird. I was a little emotional. I was like, "What the fuck?" I don't really fuck with Richard. He disrespected us. That was really he's the one that made me hate the Seahawks, bro. So you feel me? Like I didn't hate the Seahawks until Richard Sherman started talking that shit on Michael Crabtree. That what got me emotional. He felt like he disrespected us, and then he was all, he got on, he took the microphone, started dancing with the cheerleaders, talking about this is what happens when you whatever, whatever. He was in whatever. I let it go. He was young at the time, and I thought we are gonna get that same Richard Sherman, but I got to know him as the older Richard Sherman. And the older Richard Sherman was good leadership, good person, good locker room presence, and he was playing good on the field. But when the trade first happened, all I could think about was prime Richard Sherman and how much I didn't like that motherfucker. But then he grew
man.
up on he grew on me. He started to play good. When our Super Bowl season, our team was like this, from fans to from players. The fans was like we had the whole streets was filled that whole year. I remember when we were sending the team out to the Super Bowl. Whole street was filled with Niner shit. Everyone was trying to send the team out. So I felt like Richard Sherman. I felt like he like adapted to like the Bay Area. He really accepted it when he came over to the Niners, and that's why I feel like I fucked with him. He
But
kind of
nah, but also too, he went to Stanford, so he got a little familiarity.
I know, but like yeah, but when you a Niner and when you playing for your like he was from the Seahawks, bro. So like it's
That's
different.
true. That's true. That's true.
It's like Alabama. Who's Alabama's biggest rival? Is it Clemson? Who's Alabama's biggest rival?
Probably like Georgia.
Georgia. Okay, so that's like Tua playing for Alabama and then going to switch to Georgia the
My
very
bad,
next year.
Auburn. That's like Auburn.
Auburn. Okay, let's say. Okay, so it's like that then. Tua Hurts playing at
Yeah.
Alabama, and then he goes to Auburn. Out of nowhere the very next year after talking all that shit about y'all, or talking all that shit about Auburn, and now he's on Auburn, and all the Auburn fans like, bro, you think we just could forget about that? I don't know. Like, it was hard to
Bro,
forget about it.
tell me why. Funny story. So quick story. Reuben Foster. You remember Reuben Foster, right? The Niners.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, I know. I was excited as hell when he first came on to the team.
Oh God! So look, Reuben Foster, a recruit, right? Coming out of high school, he was the number one linebacker in the state of Alabama. So
Uh,
this nigga was getting recruited. He's from Auburn, Alabama, like the actual town. Like he grew up in Auburn, Alabama. So tell me why he was committed to Auburn since like a freshman. Bro, he had a tattoo on his forearm, nigga, the Auburn logo. Tell
he
me
was he
why.
was kind of a dumbass. I ain't gonna lie though.
Yeah,
He
he was
didn't
kind of
handle his
bum.
business right.
Yeah, he kind of a bonehead. But look, on signing day, on National Signing Day, this dude flipped from Auburn to Alabama, and all the fans was like jaw dropped. Like, bro, what? You from Auburn, Alabama? You go to Alabama? What the fuck?
So did he do it with like a hat, or did he do it like?
Yep, with the hat.
Oh, he did like he picked up the Auburn hat and then switched and put the Alabama on?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's hella crazy. What was his explanation for that?
Shit, I guess. Well, if I ain't mistaken, I believe he was just saying like, shit, Alabama's giving the best chance to win national championships, and he ain't lying. Shit, I think he got two national championships out of
I
that.
was
So.
about to say, didn't he win it too? And he was balling. And then what really fucked it up? Look, the Niners. So I remember when he was with the Niners, and he was having problems, but they were trying to protect him, and they asked him about this girl. They told him to stay away from the girl. They asked him if anything happened with the girl. He said no. A day or two later, all this news comes out, and then he gets caught. And he gets in trouble, and the Niners cut him. But I was like, bro, if you would have been honest from the jump, maybe you would have had a better chance of like staying with the Niners. I felt like,
Yeah.
bro, leaving the Niners was his biggest downfall. Like you see the Niners development at linebacker, they turn every linebacker in like damn near to all pro. even before Fred Warner, the dude that he quit because of concussions. He was
The
balling
white
like the
dude,
first,
the
yeah,
white dude from
white bald
Wisconsin and shit.
dude.
Yeah,
Remember, he was balling. Like I was like, damn,
balling.
we got us a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, after like his first or second year in the league, he just retires up for concussions. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
damn. I
And
wonder
I
if
don't
he
even think,
regrets that.
and I don't even think he had it. I think he might have only had like one concussion. Like I don't even think he really suffered a concussion like that.
Yeah,
I think
that's what I
he
was like.
just
I
seeing
feel like
around the
that
league.
exactly because at that time it was hype. It was a lot of a lot of scare. Like how when you watch the news, like they always go try to scare you like all crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I remember like that's when like CTE was like all over the news everywhere and shit. And
Like
I don't
SCT,
know,
that
I
shit
felt
took off.
hell yeah. I felt like he still had a lot to give to the league, bro. Like, or I feel like he had a lot to give to himself. Show like show what you are. It don't make no damn sense for you to work that hard throughout your life and then quit
And then
once
give
you
up at
make
the
it.
end. Yeah,
Like
I feel you.
like
That's a good way to put it.
like that didn't make no sense to me. Like if you felt like you didn't want to do this, you already knew the risk about when anybody that plays football, you know the risk about concussions from fresh like of course you start to learn more information the older you get, but when you're in high school, elementary, middle school, whenever you start playing football, you know about concussions and the risk of playing football. You could get hurt, and you went through college. You
I
went
was about to say, especially in
you
college.
yeah, especially in college. You went to college. You played 2-3 years over there, and then you entered the draft. So it's like, how could you just quit? You didn't even get the real bag for your family either. Like you only got the what you probably get like a meal maybe
Mm-hmm.
700, 800,000. He wasn't a first round
That
rookie.
is true.
You didn't even get a meal yet. He
But
probably got
you're
like
right
six
because
seven thousand.
you're right because if he would have played like at least 2, 3 more years, he would have got paid.
Exactly. At least get your bag first, and then retire. You didn't even get a bag. Like
Right.
nobody talks about him no more. Like he just like that. I don't want to judge nobody off like taking a life decision. No, that was he felt like he thought he did what was best for him for his health. But at the same
Yeah.
time, it's like, damn. At the same time, if your family don't got it, you put your family's health at risk. I feel like, cause like your family gonna need money for medical bills gonna pop up. Mom's gonna get sick, grandma's gonna sick, uncles, auntie, cousin.
Mm-hmm.
You might get sick, and you gonna want the millions to have the best doctors in the world to take care of yourself. Make sure you get right. Make sure your family get right. You know,
That is
NFL has
true.
some of the best insurance ever. Like NFL gives you the best insurance. But I got a problem with that too. I feel like the NFL start complaining about that because they only give you like two, I think like 2 years or like 5 years after your retirement.
Oh, with insurance.
Yeah, insurance. I think you get like 5 years, 5 to like 8 years. But I feel like
And how do you?
if you, huh?
I was gonna say, how do you think that? When I say how do you think, but you don't think that the 49ers should put McCaffrey on kick return and punt return? I thought they should use his explosiveness to the fullest.
Was we not just talking about this motherfucking hell for 20 minutes? If
I
you want to
know,
throw
but
him on kickoff and punt return,
I mean, like you said though, he can get hurt on any play, any play. So basically, you basically trying to say that kick return is way more dangerous than like a regular handoff or carry, bro.
it
Any safety can
is.
come down. Any safety can come down flying in that hole, bro.
Okay, but on that kickoff, you got literally everybody coming as fast as they can for 40 yards. 40 yards running that straight as fast as they can, trying to whack you. At safety,
But at least,
you got a lot of unless you run towards the outside, you really don't get too many opportunities to just whack somebody. Because they got to get through that offensive and defensive line.
or I don't know. I was just saying that to say like you got to put him in, you got to get him into some space, like to really get his full potential. You got to get McCaffrey in space.
No, I got a better question for you. Because you just talked about kickoff and punt return last time too when we're talking about the Niners. Who would be a better option on kickoff and punt return? Would it be Debo Samuel or would it be CMC?
Ooh. Shit, both. But I would say Debo.
Debo.
Just because Debo, I feel like you said, he can probably do a better job of withstanding like those, like, because I feel like Debo hit it though, like he can really probably hit that hole and get up out of there. McCaffrey can
Yeah,
too. Like I really see McCaffrey as like a Reggie Bush type of player, so that's why I'd be saying like, you got to use him to his full ability. You feel me? Like I hate when I be seeing players like such as like Cordell Patterson not on kick return no more. It's like, bro, this guy done had 7 kick returns in his career. You gonna take him off? They did
and
that to Devin Hester at some point. Just because they wanted to make him a number one receiver, they took him off kick return, punt return. Like, bro, this is what he do.
that's what I was gonna
Like,
say. It's like he's an offensive changer, but he's not an offensive weapon where I feel like you're gonna be able to involve him in a game enough where you should take him off kickoff return. If you were the Niners and you knew how to use him, because he's like Debo, I feel like the Falcons don't know how to use him to his maximum capacity or ability. I feel like he could be putting up numbers like Debo, not exactly because he's not the same exact body build. He's not as fast, but I feel like you put him on the Niners, Cordell Patterson put up some real numbers. I don't know though with the Falcons and shit, but it was a good stream. This has been a good stream. We got a whole week of games. Tua's back. Tua's gonna be back for this first time. Yeah, Tua's back. He's back this week. That's gonna be big. I'm not sure that. Yeah, he's playing. He got cleared. I was gonna make a video about that like 2 days ago, but it was the day we didn't end up recording. I can't remember what day that was. Whatever day we didn't end up recording, it was like a rumor. It was a rumor that Tua was gonna be playing, but then I think it got confirmed like yesterday or today. I can't remember, but yeah, he's gonna play this week. This shit's crazy. I gotta see who they playing, but I hope Tua stay safe, man. Stay safe out there, bro.
I hope the offensive line. I'm lucky, like, so now that you say that, I'm lucky, like, not wondering, but I'm lucky tempted to like watch the game like really closely just to see how much the refs protect him, or if they even mindful of
Man, how big do you feel like the refs is going to really kind of, what would you call that, puppy him or baby him?
I don't know. They do it? I don't know. That's what I'm kind of thinking, but we're gonna see.
I feel like the NFL, they might heavily recommend that. They might tell the ref like, watch that for me, please. Like, watch that a lot. We don't want to see Tua going to the ground too hard. We don't want to see. Really, we don't even want to see Tua going to the ground at all. They probably gonna be on him a lot. Anytime. How I think it was Crosby, and it was against the Raiders. I think he hugged Pat Mahomes or something instead of bringing him down to the floor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that'll happen. That might happen a lot with Tua. They might be blowing a whistle early before he gets to really bring him down to the ground.
True, and it low-key depends, obviously too, like how the play goes. Because sometimes, like you said, defensive players, they can't really control that. They just kind of like going out there just trying to make a play, and they might just
Tua too.
Yeah,
I feel like not enough of that is spoken upon, and that's why I hope like we get a bigger voice eventually. Because I feel like a lot of that is Tua's fault, and nobody's talking about how that's Tua's fault. Like when he went down, I know you're getting swung, but you see Tom Brady doesn't take hits like that. Tom Brady falls to the floor before he gets down, or he goes with it. When the defenders bring him down, go with it. Don't try to fight it. Go with it. You're not gonna make a play. Stop trying to be Superman. Because the more you pull away, the more you try to like break the tackle, the more force the lineman is gonna pull to make sure you don't go. And eventually, you're not gonna be able to be the 350-pound guy out of this tackle. So instead of you trying to break it, and he's gonna slam you as hard as he can, just go ahead, roll with it, give your body up. He's gonna feel your body. Like, he's gonna feel you going down real easy. So go ahead, Why even take the risk? Why put your body at risk?
It's crazy to say that because most definitely, like, you see players like that, like quarterbacks all the time trying to fight it. Like Carson Wentz is a perfect example, and that's
injury-prone guys too.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, just go down. Like, you're not about to break out this tackle. Like, I mean, Carson Wentz, like, he is an exception too because you didn't see them make plays like that. But like you said, if you fight it, you're gonna get your shit fucking rocked.
And let's bring up one right now. Let's talk about that. So today, in this Cardinals game, you had Kyler Murray. He did this twice actually. He had a chance to go out of bounds, and they were holding the offensive line was holding up for hella long. It was pretty much a coverage sack, and he did a scrambling. He got away. He had a hell. I want to say it was probably like 30 seconds. You remember when he played against the Raiders and he had hella time, and then he runs in and scores a touchdown.
Mm.
It was kind of like that. He had hella time. Instead of throwing the ball away, he tries to make a play, then he gets sacked. And that was on a 3rd and 9. And then he gets like another opportunity. It's like a 3rd and 14. It's later in the game. They're already up by, I want to say, like two. They're up like 2 or 3 scores, and they're on their own. They're at their own 10-yard line. And Kyler Murray, it's 3rd down and like 14. Why not throw the ball away? Why not? Why take a risk? You're in your own 20. There's no reason to try to make a big play. Putting them back into the game. Kyler Murray tries to make a play, runs outside the pocket again, does some dumb shit, and then he gets sacked and gets hit on the play after wasting hella time, and it's a coverage sack. Kyler Murray gets up limping and he goes into the blue tent. I'm like, man, like quarterbacks, you got to be smart sometimes. Why put yourself in position? You guys are already up 3 scores. Why do something dumb such as that?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about with the quarterback. You got to be smart to play. That's what separates the elite with the good, like you said.
Yeah, and like you said too, like you got like this that separates the smart quarterbacks from the quarterbacks that's not that smart. Just knowing like, bro, this is early in the season. We need you for the whole year. Like we
Yeah,
need you for the playoffs. We need you for the Super Bowl. Like we can't miss. You cannot miss any games. So
you
for
already
quarterbacks,
missed games.
exactly. So for quarterbacks with their health in jeopardy like that, it just kind of goes to show you like how smart of a quarterback they is.
That's why, like, in this offseason, I said, would you rather pay Kyler? I made a video. Would you rather pay Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson? And I ended up taking Kyler Murray. And then, sure enough, 2 days later, they paid Kyler Murray first before Lamar. Lamar's still trying to get his contract. But now I'm looking back at it, and I'm like, shit. Like, I still wouldn't want to pay Lamar, but I probably would have paid Lamar before I paid Kyler now. Just because Lamar has that dog in him. I feel like Kyler don't have that dog. He's arguing with your coach in the middle of the game. Like, it's second quarter, bro. You're about to score. You're in your own red zone. You arguing with your coach. That's not showing me you got that dog. And like Lamar, even though his talent arm wise sometimes lacks, he still brings that aggression. He still brings that dog, that belief. It makes his teammates believe. It makes the organization and fans believe. But when it comes to Kyler, I feel like a lot of people have so many questions about him. He's been with the team for like 3 to 4 years already. I don't feel like you should still be questioning a guy you just paid 200 mil. So
Yeah.
that's my opinion, man. He a little tiny, but like I said though, it's been a good live though, man. We're gonna see what's coming up for this week. It's a lot of good games. Who was the Sunday night football game?
Um.
Yeah, I thought it was a good game.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. So Sunday night game is gonna be the Steelers and the Dolphins.
So you gonna? Oh, okay. So I don't like that. I don't like that. Like I don't like that pick that Tua's coming back on another primetime game in his first game back.
I know Steelers gonna be on his ass too.
And yeah, and they got a heavy pass rush. Even without TJ Watt, they still got a lot. I do
Mm-hmm.
not like that. I'm hoping, like the last injuries was on a primetime game, and I feel like they're about to make that a big topic, especially watching it on a primetime game. They're gonna be bringing it up the whole game,
Mm-hmm.
knocking on wood, nothing happens to them.
For real, not gonna wood.
Damn, I wonder what went into that, bringing him during the prime time. I really feel like he was good last week, though. I said that. I felt like he was good last week. I feel like it was more about public appearance. We're keeping him out
Mm-hmm.
this week. Makes it look a lot
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, though, y'all. Appreciate y'all for watching. I'm about to end it right here. Tap in with Lamar's social. I'm gonna have it down below. Tap in with mine. Let it be known. Who did y'all? What was it? What's the good question for these people today, man? What's a good question for y'all, man? Let it be known. How is this? What's the question of the day? What you thinking, Lamar?
Question
What's the
of the day.
question of the day? I'll try to always leave off
Question
with a
of the
question
day.
of the day. That I'm gonna make that my new segment too. Question of the day. Just always put a question at the end of in my bio, at the end of in my description. I say let it be known. I leave a question, say let it be known. But I want to come up
Oh,
with like a little segment question of the day all the time now.
I got a good one just because like I feel like this is a good breaking news. Well, this is I feel like this is one of the biggest breaking news so far this season is the McCaffrey trade. Um, so I was gonna say, the question of the day is shit. I got two-part question. One is McCaffrey gonna play this weekend or next weekend, and
Uh,
two, what's gonna be his pitch count? Is he gonna
uh,
get 10 carries? Is he gonna get 15 carries? Is he gonna carry the load? Is he gonna be running back by committee? You know
so pitch
how
count
it's
and
gonna
if
be
he's gonna
utilized.
play this week, right? You said.
Yeah.
All right, then that's the question of the day. So, question of the day, let it be known, y'all. Christian McCaffrey end up playing this week, or will he end up playing next week? They got the Chiefs this week. You got the Rams next week, and then
Mhm.
what will be his pitch count? Will he be on a pitch count? How many carries would you give him a game? I said around 8 to 10. Lamar said around 15 touches. He corrected himself. 15 touches, not carries. But let it be known, y'all. We out.